Hey everyone, this is Driftwood speaking for Gamerside in this new Gamerside offline video. This time I'm alone. I'm sorry I haven't brought John Linneman with me, but John didn't actually know about this game. I'm going to show you, and in about 30 minutes, which should be the time of this video if everything goes according to plan. I want to give you my feedback to explain to you what I did like about the game, but what also I didn't quite appreciate. And well, consider this as a review, even though it's not as probably structured and prepared as it should have been. But I wanted to tell you about Blacktail, which is coming out today. Should be coming out today for you on consoles and PC. It's a game published by Focus Interactive and developed by Polish developer The Parasite, SEGHT for Parasite. And in this game we play teenage girl called Yaga in a strange world. Which is a lot like a tale, in fact inspired by Slavish tales, and you probably have heard of Baba Yaga, the witch. And in this story, the young Yaga has left her village because her sister, a twin sister, has gone missing, and basically. She's never been fully accepted in the village. She has always worn a mask, hiding her face because it's something that I won't reveal. And with her sister gone, she felt she was not comfortable staying in the village. And before her sister went missing, actually other children or the teenagers went missing, friends of hers, or at least people she knew. That sometimes actually bullied her as a kid. And so, well, we're supposed to uncover the truth and understand what happened. And in this very strange world, this is not the exact beginning of the game, as you can probably imagine, seeing what you're seeing now. But this is the main hub area. It's the hut where Yaga is going to have to come back regularly because that's where she'll be able to upgrade her talents. And actually, I realized that the game is in French for now, and not the voices, but the rest. I wonder if I can actually change anything here. So yes, language. I'm going to switch back to English, which should be more convenient for you. And so this cauldron will allow me to improve my skills, in fact. And the skill system is, well, one of the things that had me a bit frustrated, I have to say, because, well, to be able to upgrade your skills and your powers, you first need to find pages, and pages are hard to find. I've completed the game on PC in about, well, I've done everything I think I could do, but maybe I've missed a few things. I must have missed a few things, but I think I have a bit more than 10 pages I haven't found, and I've done all the secondary missions that I found. So it's a bit frustrating not to be able to upgrade all the powers or the abilities. Maybe it's because there's a morality system, as you can see, and maybe it's because I was trying to be a good person. And maybe some of the abilities are unavailable if you're a good person, but I find it odd that like bow-related abilities should be linked to a morality system. So I must have missed a few things, and the thing is, to find the pages, you're going to have to complete secondary missions, but not like optional things in the way that things you will find in the world, like optional fights or boss fights. This is not going to grant you any page, as far as I know. It's more like it grants you what you also need to upgrade to get a skill. Once you have the page, you need resources, and one of the resources you need is like the teeth you see in the middle at the bottom. But you get a lot of them in the chests you find in the world, in the different optional boss fights you can try and beat. And yeah, for some reason I found it a bit frustrating. So here I can upgrade my vitality, which will allow me to have probably one more heart. But I can also, here I have a page, you can see that it's blinking, so I have a page that will actually give me access to sticky arrows, so you can have a description, and you can craft sticky arrows quite simply here. Here I can draw the bow much faster, which is something I'm going to choose right now, but now I don't have the resources for the abracadabra skill, which grants 3 additional mana. So I might have to go back and look for the red flowers and some, like the eyeball also, that I have to find, which not shouldn't be too tricky, to be honest. But yeah, I can actually get the sticky arrows. So yeah, another thing that disappointed me in the skill system is that in the beginning I found the combat system to be quite, lacking feedback. It's not very fast paced, and probably isn't meant to be. But I thought that by becoming more powerful, I would probably be able to have more fun, in the different fights, and actually never really happened. I think it's a bit too slow to my liking. There's a sort of a dash ability which is called sprint, I think, and it doesn't really do it for me. It's in a way I find it a bit sluggish. Maybe it's because I'm playing with a controller. This is the Xbox Series X version in the performance mode, which is basically the only mode I can play. Quality mode is not possible for me, even with VRR. I mean, it's much better with VRR than without, believe me, but still, it's not smooth enough. You can still decide to lock the frame rate at 60 or 30, or even like choose to play with an unlocked frame rate. You can even deactivate VSync, but nothing worked really. The only mode that was satisfying for me, the only option was to play at 60 FPS in performance mode, and that was it. On PC, I played my game on the game on PC. Basically, I completed on PC, and I used DLSS in performance mode, and the image quality looked better than in the performance mode on console. So I'm guessing it's probably not much higher than 1080p on console, but I might be wrong because I didn't do the pixel count. So every time you complete an area, because the world is divided in several areas which actually correspond to seasons, and it's not open world per se. It's one big world, but you have loading screens in between areas. It's quite short actually, so that's okay. And the hut is the main hub area where you come back to upgrade your skills, like I said. But also to also come back and reach another area when it becomes available. And this is quite linear in that to unlock a new area, you need to complete the previous one. But of course, in each area you have secondary missions, and the secondary missions, like I said, will grant you pages, which I think you should try and get, because this will allow you to have more abilities, even though, like I said, I don't really think that combat benefit from it, and that for me is a bit of a letdown, because I was expecting to really sense a difference between the first hours and the last ones. And yeah, sure, there are a few things you can do that you can't in the beginning, but I didn't really find it more interesting in terms of combat, and the boss fights not really interesting, sometimes a bit frustrating too, and I'm disappointed, because I really like the game's atmosphere. I like the characters. I think the voiceover work is top notch, and yeah, it's an interesting, also graphically it looks pretty nice. I mean, it's more of an independent sort of game, but it looks good enough for me, at least, and I think it's immersive. The music also, as you can hear, very, very nice. So yeah, OST, sound effects, voices, everything works very well. Exploring the world is rather nice too, but with some caveats too, I have to say. So here I'm going to show you an ability that I unlocked because I finished the first area, is that I can use my arrows to travel faster using these stones. And this is where you see there's actually a loading screen before we reach to this new area, which is the second one in the game. And the different areas are pretty big, you know, and there's a lot to explore, and there are underground areas to find and things to. It's quite interesting to explore. Only problem is that you don't move very rapidly. You can run, sure, you can dash, like I said, and you can use these stones to you know, like, yeah, reach certain places, of, you know, move distances faster. But I don't think it's as convenient to say I don't know, a vehicle or a horse or something that we could ride and we could actually go much faster. And then there are other, like, twin stones. I'm not too sure how they're called in English, to be honest, that you unlock in the maybe last third of the game, maybe a bit before that. And sure enough, it allows you to travel longer distances in an instant, because the loading screen is very, very short. But and with their twin stones, so they work, you know, together. So you still need to get to one in order to go to the other one. So there's a lot of walking around, and you go back and forth a lot in the game. So in the end, I found it it was a bit cumbersome. So I'm gonna get some eyeball killing the spiders, because it's quite easy to come back. One thing that is very fast and easy is to come back to the hut anytime you want, as long as you find the black cat we saw over there. Now this is also something that, well, the black cat here, I can, if I press X now, I can go back to the hut almost instantly, which is cool. But I don't think I have. No, I need more eyeballs and I need more red flowers. Actually, how many of them do I need? Like 4 red flowers and 2 more eyeballs, or is it 2 total? Not sure. So this is also very important, because this is where you're going to have to save, provided you have a red flower to use. And believe me when I say it's very important that you save, because the saving system is very old school, and which means that autosaves are scarce, I would say. You get some of them before you reach a boss, for example, in the main, when you follow the main quest. But when you explore the open world, you're not going to get autosaves at all. So say you explore, you find things, you collect things. If you die, you come back to the last time you saved and you lose everything you've collected. And it's I don't think it's a good idea in today's world. So maybe some people will like it, but I found it very, let's say, annoying for me. But you know, again, it's really frustrating for me to say all these negative things about the game, because it's a game where I like it. Even though here on console now, you know, I've been playing on PC a lot, so I'm used to seeing the PC version. It looks much sharper on PC, even using the DLS in performance mode. But it's still a game that looks very, very nice. And yeah, I wish it could have done a few things differently in terms of, you know, like game design decisions and gameplay. So that's the dash system I was talking about, and you know, it works, but it's not very dynamic. So you can charge your arrows, but you can also shoot much more rapidly. And obviously, if you aim correctly, it works much better than this. But yeah, you can probably understand why I say that it's very slow to move around. So because that's me running as fast as I can, and then I can use the dash button, and then sometimes you can do this to go faster, or you can cross the creek here, or is it a creek or a river? I'm not too sure. Every time you have a sort of fire camp, you can find the cat usually, and the map is actually, it looks very, very nice. I love the map. and it unveils as you explore, which is also something I like. So let's try and collect. Yeah, there's a red flower here. So let's save. Not that I can, but every time you save, you do need a red flower, and you do need to craft arrows also in many things. And to craft arrows, you need wood, but you also need feathers. And there are places where you have to fight enemies, and you can run out of feathers and arrows, and it might be difficult to find feathers and arrows on the ground. And yeah, so happened to me that I got very frustrated because I could not finish a fight. I had to run away when I could, which didn't feel right, because sometimes things respawn, but not all the time, or not quickly enough. And I've had a good time on the game, but I've also been very frustrated, and that's something I want to underline a lot, because I don't want you to step into the game and then be disappointed because you haven't been warned. And maybe it's just me again. Maybe a lot of people will just say that the game is awesome and there's nothing wrong with it, but for me, there are some design decisions that I don't fully understand, or at least it didn't do it for me. So these stones are the twin stones I was talking about. They cannot be used right now, but then when you find one and you have found the other one, well, you can actually, even if you don't find the second one, you can use it, and then you will be transported to the other one, and then be able to come back and go from one to the other. But again, you need to get to the stone, so which means there's a lot of running around, and like I said, it takes quite a while, because the map is pretty big. It's not as big as you'd think when you move your cursor around like this, but it's still pretty big, and there are many places to explore. And this is basically the aspect I've preferred in the game, and I think a lot of people will also like it. But you have to go past the other things, and since combat is also a big part of the game, and I don't think combat is satisfying enough, that's also might be a reason why you'll stay away from Blacktail, if what you see here is not actually convincing enough. The blueberries here are actually necessary to get your health back, so I don't need them right now, but I'm just want to show you that when you need them, you need to eat them, and you cannot collect them to use them later. So that also can be a bit annoying when when there's a combat going on and you have no way to replenish your health, and you die, and then you go back to the last checkpoint, or the last time you saved. And like I said, it can be frustrating. Sometimes you run into there's the ant queen here, and there's another dude. So the ant queen is mean, the other dude is probably nicer. So if you help the queen, your morality is going to go toward the dark side, and if you help the other one, it's going to go to the light side. And the same goes for everything. For the main mission and side missions, you'll be asked to make a decision at the end, usually, and it's not always obvious, right? Sometimes you feel like, it's supposed to be, you have an icon indicating that it's a good decision or a bad one, but it does not really feel like a good decision, even when it's supposed to be one. So I like this, because it's always very mysterious, and there are things you don't understand, things are not explained, or maybe I didn't get them, I don't know. And I like this mystery around the story, around the characters you encounter, and they can also be quite funny, to be honest. So the writing also I think is worth. It actually makes it worth the time you spend on the game. So here you can decide to use your red flowers to get honey from the bees, or you can also shoot down the bees, and then there won't be your friend. So there's actually in the morality system yeah, everything you do in the world, every decision you make will actually affect how good you are. And on the PC version, I've actually become a noble, so I'm a really good person. But then, if you want to play the game again, you can be evil and you can end up rotten if you want. So I think it's also, it's actually a game that can take a pretty long time to beat, more than 20 hours, and I don't think I've done everything I could. Because I found places I'm not too sure what I was supposed to do there. But if you want to play twice, that's double the time maybe. So yeah, it's for the money they're asking, I guess that you're going to spend more than enough time playing it. So that's why you need to be sure that what you see here is going to be good enough for you. Oh, you know what? I realized that I haven't done something in the hut that will allow me to actually continue on the main quest. So I'm going to show you that it's very easy to go back to the hut using the cat. And in the 10 minutes I have left, I will try and show you some gameplay. Maybe try and shut up. No, so what am I supposed to do here? What am I supposed to do again? So spring, go after the spirit. So no, why is it actually? So I can go back to where I was using the cat again. So this is very convenient. This is actually a great idea. And I like, the purring you hear. I don't know if you heard it, but. So where am I supposed to go? So there's something here, but where? Maybe I'm supposed to talk to the mushrooms over there. I mean, there are actually quest givers that are present in all seasons, so there's always something to do with them. But it's not. I don't think it's related to the main quest, if I remember correctly.
Oh, if it isn't the odd couple again.
Good to see you.
Yeah, the odd couple.
Things have been better after you helped us with that missing honey.
Yeah, missing because of...
Because of the greedy imp. Thought we got it sorted out before.
All right. Keep your shirt on. So, how long has it been, sweetie? Decades? Ages?
It all happened this year, Jack.
There's nothing as boring as the truth. Right, Boar v. Borko?
Well, I'm going to skip this because this could take a while.
Listen.
So they asked me to look for someone for me. And so, yeah, 3 little seeds. And so it's one of the side missions. So maybe we'll follow this. So is it, where is the map? Yeah, here. So I have some indication here where I'm supposed to look. So let's follow this. So no spoilers. At least not for the main quest. And I'm going to save. By the way, do I have enough to... Oh yes, I could get additional mana, so yeah. This is something you get to do a lot, which can be a bit annoying, I guess, unless you decide to do it later. But oh no, the cat is over there now, I think. You can avoid the enemies, if in case you don't want to fight all the time. So yeah, it's here. So thankfully it's very, very fast to go back to the hut. I mean, you first have to find the cat, obviously, but... So, okay. And so, there are actually... you can actually personalize your using... this isn't a special attack, and you can unlock new ones. So you have 3 of them, but then you also have... different things you can choose. So here, if you choose the Raven Hex, for example, you can carry more sticky arrows. enemies have a chance of dropping honey. But this is usually the one I go for because it's 3 more arrows of each type, and you will eventually have 3 types of arrows. And healing is more effective. So yeah, this is, healing is good, especially when you can't aim properly. I'm going to try and show you some, combat, and don't have much time. I probably will play a bit more than. Oh, there's actually a missing.
Fairy rings.
No, it's not a missing
This is
page.
where
I
they were
thought it
headed.
was. It's actually a clue. Probably going to die, so I'm going to save. Be sure. So do that a lot. Every time you see one, do it. Usually there's a red flower nearby, so very Far Cry this. In a way, it feels a little bit like Far Cry. So these dudes, they just slow you down, so they're not very dangerous, but you don't want to be slowed down sometimes. So here you can see that I can reach this, but I can also very easily go back. So this is convenient, like it said, but it's not going to make traversal a lot faster, and because you have to walk around a lot. And you can see that, yeah, there are really many things, many places to explore and to discover, but this is the right way. So I'm going to do this. Remember also to craft arrows very often, because if you don't and you run short and there's an enemy, chances are you're going to die very quickly. And here it's going to be tricky because there are 3 of these guys, and I'm not very powerful right now. And you can probably understand what I mean by it's slow, and there's no real feedback. That it's not very satisfying. And it's like that all the time. That's my main grudge. It doesn't feel like, when you get new abilities. Oh yeah, thank you, Mrs. Plant. So you can aim at the hand. The shield is not quite as effective as it should. Okay, so it went much better than I thought. So be careful, because they're not going to be friendly if you get too close. Here there are different types of chests, basically 2 types to be honest. So these chests, like monster chests I would call them, you need to get rid of all the monsters, all the creatures or the enemies around it. And I found actually a page. So yes, sometimes you get a page in a chest, but it's very rare, and I found it very frustrating because I tried to open many chests in the world, and sometimes had to beat enemies. To beat enemies, and it took me several tries, and I had to start over every time, and then to realize that all I got was a tooth, or 2 teeth, or 3, instead of a page. And pages are much harder to find, and without the page you don't have access to the skill, because you may have the resources to get the skill, but if you don't have the page you cannot unlock the skill in order for you then to be able to get it. So I don't really I have to say I'm not a big fan of the
Children must have
system.
stayed here for a while. I'll take a look around. Bingo.
Oh yeah, that's here.
Great Plains.
And you can use this is like a push ability, which allows you to destroy something that's in the way, and also push back enemies. But if you concentrate it can also be used against the enemies, and you can also, when you charge your arrows and then you press R3, it's sort of a powerful power that will be very convenient when you have several enemies. Well, these dudes are really annoying too, and they're thieves, so be careful with them. So let's save.
May your hand be just, but your shears patient.
Let me show you a place that looks very nice. Look at this. Nice field, golden grass, and a lot of places to discover. This is a camp, optional camp. Many enemies can be annoying too. If you die, you have to start over from the last time you saved the game. So, like I said, some people might actually like the old school feel to it. Can't say I was a big fan. Would have preferred, but which made me sometimes when I attacked this camp actually. Like I got rid of some of the enemies, and then when I was in the clear, I was leaving the camp trying to find a safe spot, and I would save the game and hope that, fingers crossed, if I died it would not respawn all the enemies, and usually it did not. But it was a bit cumbersome because it was okay, I'm in the camp, then let's leave and find a save point somewhere, and then it could take a while, and again, not the best choice for me, at least. So here there's something very nice that I won't be able to show you because it's too far away, but
The stone. Again?
but the stone is actually blocking the way, and then the cat will tell me what the stone says, and the cat says that the stone says this
Think
something
I get
that
it by now. You can just tell me what the stone says.
and so
Yeah,
blah 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 again. Don't want to spoil anything, and I can't actually continue where I need to go because I need to be able to I'm asked to basically go on this
That
bridge,
upside-down
but it's
bridge
it's
giving
an
me the
upside
chills.
down bridge, no
And now
reference to
Stone
Stranger
wants me to
Things.
climb it.
And it's actually I don't know if I can actually show you because now I know where to go, so I should be able to go there very quickly, much quicker. Oh, I don't know if it will be that quickly. So some health here. Let's take red flowers, always can come in handy, and some branches too. Oh, where is it? No, it's the other. Yeah, it's quite. So see again, a lot of things to discover, and this is a swamp, and it's poisonous, as you can imagine. It's not poisonous as in the Dark Souls game. You're not going to get poisoned by just walking around the swamp. But the enemies, there are also lots of mushrooms there. If you get too close to them, they will explode. Oh no, there's no. If you let them get too close to you, they will explode. Oh no. So the honey arrows. And see, I'm out of everything basically here. So there's no way I can actually... I have to retreat. I have to run away because I have nothing left. And this is, especially in the beginning, we don't have a lot of arrows. And 12 is actually more than what you start with. This is actually something that... And you can't save when there's, someone chasing you, obviously, which makes sense. But then it means I cannot even use my arrows to travel faster because I need arrows. So yeah, this is the these are times when I did not like the game because I felt like, okay, I have nothing around me. I have to go back where I was before to find some wood, to find some feathers, and it's for me it was losing time for no real reason, and I'm sorry if I don't sound more excited, but actually I'm not that excited, although for actually a few hours I was really into the game. It's just that it let me down because there was no real improvement. I didn't feel like I was actually getting more powerful, that I was getting more interesting as I was going. And really what kept me going was to just the desire to actually continue to explore the world, to see new places, and to also uncover the story also, because I have to say I've grown fond of Yaga and the voice that she talks to, and curious to understand what was going on. So that was cool. But yeah, but you won't run out of ammo and things that fast later on in the game. It's most something that is a problem in the beginning, but still it happens, and sometimes during a boss fight it can be frustrating. Even though during boss fight usually they make it so that things respawn and you can basically collect the wood or feathers you need. Although feathers, I have to say, when you're inside a cave, there's a good chance you're not going to find any feathers. So yeah, here's the upside down bridge, and I'm going just to show you because it's pretty cool.
Whoa. Take it easy.
So there are very nice ideas in this game, and like I said, the game world is really interesting. So where am I? Why can I? Oh yeah. So you can see that I'm actually on the upside down bridge. Sorry. Yeah. And that it looks really cool, right? And I still can't. Oh, I don't know if it was a good idea, because I don't know if I can I actually go past this bridge without arrows. I've used like 2. Oh yeah, I can't because I need an arrow. But I can play music with the string, which is always very cool. So that's actually a good question. Am I stuck for good? Because if I can't, you'd be kidding me. Because I can't go back there because I have no arrows left. And I promise you, this is not on purpose. But and this never happened to me in the main game. I never got stuck because I was out of ammo. Yeah, well, maybe once in a boss fight, but I'm not even sure that happened. But this is really, I can't do anything, and they haven't thought of leaving arrows, or maybe it's just me being blind again. What am I missing? This is. Can I actually try and no, I can't. This is a bit silly, isn't it? Right? Well, in such a case, I guess the only solution left is to jump, die, and go back to my last save point. But see, this should not be happening. So maybe it's because I wasn't careful. But say, even if I had seen that, I had been aware that, oh no, I'm not carrying enough arrows. Maybe I need them. Maybe I should, take a bit of time to find them. Oh, very nice. So there was actually a save point here. So that's cool. But still, I need and feathers. I have wood, so I need feathers. But feathers, I wouldn't say it's rare. Find feathers. Do you have any feathers? No. So, well, a few arrows. That's the start. But feathers, although there are feathers over there. It's a glowing yellow. First, I thought it was a bit too. Yeah, it didn't look very cool. But then I understood that. It was probably good because when you're looking for feathers, you want to see them from a long distance. Feathers are actually hard to. Okay, cannot even get the maximum. So, are there any feathers? Oh yeah, here. Have you left any feathers? Yes. Rose, you're my friends. Other places to visit, obviously. Really like also the mix of like realistic clouds and like more cartoonish clouds, and the sun also looks great. The stars also look very, very nice. So I can destroy this, and then I get, you know, it's a good it's a good deed. So I get the sun icon on the top right corner of the screen because I've done something good. Oh, the stone disappeared. So do I wish I could have a bit more feathers because I don't want to get stuck on the bridge again. Feathers, where are you? It's a lot blurrier than on PC, I have to say. This has to be 1080p. It's okay though. I mean, I could show you, but I would have to go back to the main menu, and I could show you the oh no, I don't want it. If you steal feathers, I'm not gonna be in a good mood. So what was I saying? I don't know. I don't remember. So there are caves also. Lots of them you can explore, and with the very mysterious things inside. Also these bats that are very annoying. I don't think there's a way to get rid of them though. Oh, feathers. Yes. So let's go back to the upside down bridge. And I'll finish this video because it's been 40 minutes and I don't know if I've covered everything I wanted to cover, which is probably why I should have, you know, prepared a review with, you know, my own footage and edit footage that would probably have been much clearer for you. But at least you get to see the game in action, played as it is played. You know, no editing to hide. What? What's going on? Why is it not working? What? Doesn't seem to glow as it should, right? Because if I do this, where is my... Yeah, here. So here it works. What about here? Maybe supposed to do something before or what? Don't understand. No, it doesn't work. Maybe I'm too early. I don't know. To be honest, it's been more than 20 hours since I did that originally, so probably forgot something. Never mind. Again, good news is you won't be spoiled. You've just seen the beginning of the upside down bridge. So yeah, I wish I could tell you that this game is great from A to Z. I don't think it is. I think it's some of its parts are enjoyable. Exploring the world I've liked, and covering the story, discovering who Yaga is and what happened to her sister and her friends, and to be able to see all these places and see, you know, very strange things also in this world. These secondary characters that are sort of over the top sometimes, the mushrooms that you'll meet, although I wish there were more actually secondary characters, because you're going to basically mean the same ones over and over again in the different regions, in the different seasons. And yeah, but the combat I don't think is very satisfying. What you see here is basically what you get up until the end. And at least the abilities that I've unlocked, they haven't allowed me to really enjoy the combat system more in the end than in the beginning. And I think in such a game it should be the case. You should feel more powerful. You should have a lot more fun by the end of it, because then if you don't, it's routine. So I'm actually. So do I have? No, I don't have a potion. So I need to craft one. So yeah, I've made him angry. Not my best move. thought I could actually use them against the... Oh no, you gotta be kidding me. You're gonna be crafting a lot of things all the time. So if you don't like that, which is probably why I mentioned I brought up Far Cry before. There's a little bit of a Far Cry vibe to the game because there's a bow also maybe. And I'm going to die because I have no way to craft anything, so I need a red flower, which I'm never going to find here. Maybe there's one. Oh yes. No, I need more than one. Oh no. I know. Where is there a red flower? And there are enemies everywhere. There's bound to be one somewhere here, right? I know. Stop telling me. Oh yes, there's one there. Maybe I'll have time. Okay, phew. So I managed to stay alive. It's been 45 minutes and I think you've seen more than enough. So I don't know if I can recommend this game. Toward the end I was more frustrated than I was having fun. So again, might just be me. Don't take my word for it, and just check out what other people think about it. I think there are some interesting elements in the game, even though it's not always very original. But I think, yeah, the combat mechanic is not satisfying enough to really make it a must play this end of year. I'm not too sure how much it will cost, but I would say probably around $50 or €50, which is maybe a bit too much for what the game has to offer. Although again, in terms of length, in terms of content, it's and even visually, I think it's all worth it. But yeah, you must have felt that I've understood that I've been disappointed, and I didn't have like high expectations. I was just curious to see what the game had to offer, and well, sadly, it was for the last game I have reviewed this year. It's not the best. It's clearly not the worst either. It's just a game that I don't think you should play right now, because there are probably other games you haven't played in your backlog, and you're probably can use the $50 that you'll save on this one to buy another game in January or February or later this next year. So I think that's it for me. I'm sorry I made it so long, and I'm sorry I was not more interesting. And I missed John too, but I don't think he would have had a lot of things to say about the game visually without being able to play it himself. And it's really not a game that I think Digital Foundry will cover, I would say. So on that, I wish you a very happy Christmas. I hope you have a great holiday season with your family, your friends, and that we'll be able to keep providing you with content next year. Just be aware that, and I'm not saying that to end on a sad note, but just be aware that I don't really know how much longer Gamerside will be alive, and that it could the website and the channel could disappear very, very soon. It could be next month. It could be in 2 months. I have no information, and this is not in my hands. And sadly, if it happens, other than let you know if I can try and continue to do something on my own on YouTube, and with Dafton maybe, and well, let you know that you're welcome to join if you want. But for now, we're here, and that's the good news, and we're going to continue up until the very end. We're not going to give up on you guys, and thank you for your support if you're still around. It means a lot to us, even though we are very much aware that not a lot of people visit the website anymore, and the channel is not always, well, let's say the reactions we get on the videos are not always very motivating, because people don't really tell us why they don't give up a thumbs up, even though originally we didn't really care, but the time we spend doing this again for free, it's not our day job, it's really something we do on the side, and for no real benefits other than being able to play the games and show them to you, as we don't get paid, should I remind you. And so thanks very much, people, for watching this. Again, sorry if it was not very interesting. Well, if you did find it interesting, let me know. It's always good to know. And until next time, take good care of yourselves. Bye, folks.